Reverse distributing. In algebra, it's going to start becoming very important for us to be able to not only distribute, but to also reverse distribute. Distributing is what we want to do when we multiply something in front of parentheses. Reverse distributing is when we take an expression and want to write it with something actually in front of the parentheses. Literally, a reversal of the distribution process. To reverse distribute, always use these 3 steps. If the problem is 12x plus 48 and we want to reverse distribute, the first thing we have to do is to find the greatest common factor of all of the terms. Let me remind you what a term is. Anything separated by plus or minus signs in an expression is a term. 12x is one term. 48 is another. In this problem, the GCF of these two is the number 12. If you need help in finding the greatest common factor of multiple numbers, see the greatest common factor video. After you have the GCF, greatest common factor, you need to write it outside a big set of parentheses. Leave room inside the parentheses. To fill them, in the last step, you need to divide what was there originally, the original term. What you'll divide it by is the GCF. In the first spot, we would have 12x divided by 12, which is just 1x. In the second term, plus 48 divided by 12, which is plus 4. It is unnecessary to write the 1 in front of the x, but you are more than welcome to do so if it helps you keep track of your work. Once you have finished dividing every single term, you have reverse FOILed. Let's try another example. Let's reverse distribute 18y plus 6x minus 24. Another name for reverse distributing is factoring. So we want to factor 18y plus 6x minus 24. First step, we need to figure out what is the GCF of 18y, 6x, and 24. Do you know what it is? The GCF is 6. Step 2, make your big set of parentheses. How many terms will be inside the parentheses? There should be 3 terms inside. In fact, the operation signs should stay the same. A plus sign in between the first two, a minus sign in between the second two. Lastly, we can fill in the missing blanks by taking our original term, dividing by our GCF. 18y divided by 6 is 3y. 6x divided by 6 is just 1x. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. We have reverse distributed. We have factored. this expression. Let's try one more example, this time with some bigger numbers. 210x plus 70y minus 14z plus 42. The first thing we need to do is figure out what is the greatest common factor of all of the terms. The GCF is 14. Unsure how we got 14? See the Finding Greatest Common Factor video. After we have the GCF, set up your big set of parentheses. Make sure that you leave room for 4 terms. You might want to put the correct signs in your parentheses to start, just to make sure that you don't lose track of them later. Be very careful with your signs. To fill in the parentheses, take the original term, 210x, divide by 14. Next term, 70y divided by 14 is 5y. 14z divided by 14 is 1z. And 42 divided by 14 is 3. If you're not sure if your answer is correct, try seeing if there is another greatest common factor in the parentheses in your answer. If there is no longer a common factor between the items inside of your parentheses, you know that your answer cannot be factored anymore. Pause the video and try practicing on some of these problems. Factor out the common factor out of each expression. Reverse distribute. If you need any help or would like to see some solutions, see your teacher.